Hi, I'm Zoe. I used to be a student at Speaking Schools, but now I'm a coach. So I started as a debater when I was about 12 years old, and then as I progressed through high school, I learned that I really had a knack for debating and public speaking. So I continued to pursue that, and then now that I am graduated from high school and into the professional working world, I decided to put those skills to use at Speaking Schools. Many years ago, I was a student at Speaking Schools. I found it really helped me with my confidence and to improve my skills. I thought it was a very supportive, fun environment that I didn't feel pressured or forced to do anything I didn't want to do, which was excellent, especially considering public speaking can be so scary. You need to have an environment where you feel comfortable and safe. And through that, I decided, hey, I want to be able to participate in that now that I feel I have the skills to pass that on to new children and a new generation. So I thought it was a great opportunity for me to give back to that. My sister began coaching at Speaking Schools before I was ever even a student. That's how I found out about Speaking Schools in the first place, to go and do classes with Speaking Schools. And then my brother also started as a coach. So for many a year, my family have been involved with Speaking Schools and have really been able to be a part of that community, which I think is such a lovely thing. Feeling comfortable in speaking and stating your opinion, and even just talking to new people and communicating, is so helpful for forming new bonds and meeting new people, expanding your circles and your friend groups. I have now become a very sociable person, and I found throughout high school and throughout university that it makes it so much easier to make friends and start conversations and feel comfortable in that sort of environment. I think presentation skills are so vitally important in the workplace and also in school as well. Being able to back your own ideas and to present them in a clear and concise way, and the ability to improvise as well, is such an incredibly vital skill that I think will continue to support me, and I know for other people who also have developed those public speaking skills have continued to support them throughout their life and their professional careers. So I have participated in forums to do with involvement in the community, working with local members for Parliament, and throughout those circumstances and those forums, I felt like I was surrounded by all these incredibly intelligent people, and it's easy to feel like you're not up to scratch, and the people that you're around are just so much smarter and better than you. But my ability to back myself and be confident and say, hey, I have these ideas that I think are really important and could be implemented effectively, have helped me get way more involved in the community and feel like I have something to add. I think the forum and being given a platform, especially for young people, it's actually not that often that we are asked to share our opinions, just free for all on what we think on a certain issue. And I think it's incredibly important to start thinking about how you approach things, what your opinions are. And so being given a space, a dedicated space, to consider what your stance is on a topic and then share that is incredibly important to practice and to get in the habit of. My favorite thing about debating, I am a third speaker by nature. It has always been my favorite speaker role. Something about the rush of seeing a debate all in a mess and then being able to bring it together into a cohesive sort of message or a couple of minutes speech I think it's sort of an art form, and I think it's really beautiful to watch that happen. I think taking a child that feels maybe not so confident or like they don't have the skills that they think they need, being able to supplement that and give them those skills, but more importantly, just let them see that they already had a lot of those abilities, that they didn't know that they were already maybe very skilled or very talented at public speaking and debating. Watching them flourish and feel more confident is such a beautiful thing to see. I think there is a skill in, especially when I teach younger classes, explaining concepts that maybe I'm very well versed in to someone who has never experienced that, never taught it before. I think that those kinds of skills of sort of getting on someone else's level are really important and transferable to explaining concepts to other people and being more adept at dissecting issues. How scary debating and public speaking is when you first start out. Because I'm very comfortable with it now, I love to talk. But especially if you're 6 or 7 or 8, public speaking and debating can feel really scary. And so trying to build that environment where it's as supportive as possible. There are no expectations that you're going to be the greatest speaker that has ever spoken, and that we just want to hear what you can do, the best that you have, I think is so important to remember. Absolutely. I have spent a lot of my working life, from when I was a teenager for the past couple of years, working with children and forming those professional relationships with kids, I think is a really beautiful thing. I love to work at speaking schools, and forming those bonds with kids, watching them grow has always been a really integral part of what I love to do. Yeah, I think speaking schools is an excellent place to work. The other coaches are really lovely, everyone is so supportive, and it is a really lovely thing to see kids grow and learn. I actually think my very first day teaching a class, I was partnered with another coach to help me learn how it all ran. And I was really nervous. And it ended up being a lot easier than I thought to just go with the flow and teach the kids what I knew and work with them. And everyone was so very supportive. I thought I had a really fun day that day. Everyone is so focused on their own speeches, especially in a class where you tell the whole class we're writing a speech. Obviously people are listening to what you have to say, but they're not going to notice if you think your speech is really not as good, not very nice, whatever, if you're feeling nervous. No one is actually going to be dissecting your speech and thinking about every little step. Everyone's kind of focused on their own thing and not worrying about what you're doing. So just give it your best. No one's going to notice if you stumble over a few words or you mispronounce something. It happens to everyone. My younger self, I was maybe a little bit overconfident with my speaking skills, that to just take it slow, to not set the bar so high for myself, and to build those skills slowly over time. It just comes with practice and a good coach's helping hand and advice. But really, it's mostly on the individual. Keep practicing, keep going, and those skills will build themselves up over time. I think debating and public speaking have changed who I am as a person to my very core. Both those skills have made me more social, feel more confident in backing my own ideas. Through being extracurricular activities I did throughout high school, I made a lot of new friends and expanded my circles, and now throughout my professional career have done the same thing in that I've met so many incredibly new people. And it also frames the way you see the world. You're more likely to read the news and do research and get involved with the community, which I think is also a really important skill to have.